Hi everyone, I'm Eliana Meija. I'm from Bogota, Colombia. English is not my first language, so sorry in advance for any mistake. I work for LucidWeb as a Belgian company which focus on distribute and share 360 VR, AR content on the web, focus on agencies, publishers, and broadcasters. And we do this with the power of the WebXR. But what is exactly the WebXR? We have heard all of these words, virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality. And then what the XR, the acronym aims to is to encapsulate all of these words in just one thing, the XR. So the XR, it's aimed not only for the opportunities that we have for developers and creators to play around with these technologies, but it's also the X amount of possibilities of experiences that we can do. So one of the major advantages of WebXR is that it allows us to create content that is cross-platform, cross-devices, and we are allowing people to have an easier access to the content. We are democratizing the content. So we all know that we have an important trend right now to make a user to download an app and to use it is being way more difficult. So we know that how many steps do we have there. So if we want to access to a VR content in our mobile app, then we have to download the app, wait for the app to install, launch the app, then go to the content, and then you are in VR. But the capabilities of WebVR is that we can have access to all of this content just through one link. So it's important the capabilities of the browser have and how the mobile phones have evolved in terms of technology. So the WebXR is supported in iOS devices, Android, but also in the browsers of high-end headsets, of VR headsets, and also AR headsets. Going into more detail, the WebXR that is supported in all of these browsers, we can create experiences of WebVR and WebAR. WebAR is just overlaying 3D content in the world that you are. And the WebVR, we can have non-immersive and immersive experiences. So what it does is that the WebVR in immersive experiences, it's that they use the capabilities of the phone, for example, the gyroscope, to have access to the content and watch it in a 360 view. So what are the challenges of this in terms of UX? For designing a virtual reality experience, we have to think about, for example, the screen. We don't have a square screen anymore. We have a 360 environment, and we need to design in a way that all this content is responsive not only for desktop, mobile, but also it's a content that it's a 3D, 360 in a 360 environment. For example, the physics. When we are designing immersive experiences, we have to think about, are these experiences interactive or non-interactive? Are these experiences meant to be watched standing or seated? Or if you're watching it seated, is it the experience to look around, or is it a fixed chair? All of these elements interact, of course, with the user. Hardware in terms of hardware, there are different types of capabilities. So we have the phone, which is the basic one. We can have access with a cardboard. We can have access to this VR content. Or we can go to the other end, which is the high-end headsets, like the HTC Vive or the Oculus Quest, that it gives us more freedom in these experiences. The movement of the movement of the user, and also the 3D sound, it's super key. The sound is very important in these immersive experiences, and the WebXR API allow us to include 3D sound in the WebVR experiences. And finally, the most important one for me, I think, is the interaction, type of interaction. So we all know that we have different inputs, as I was saying. We have the opportunity to give the users access to one unique URL. So this URL works in different browsers, but as we know, the browsers, the devices have different inputs. So desktop, we interact with the content through the mouse. On mobile, we interact with the content with tapping and dragging. And the headset, the possibilities are broader. So we have the space, the movement of the user. We have the controls that we can interact with the environment. So it gives us a lot of way more possibilities. So as I was saying, we have the type of content that we can access to in desktop. That's what we call enhanced websites. We can, by drag and dropping, we can have access and a view of a 360 video, for example, in this case. But also, this type of content is adapted to a mobile phone. So what happens in the mobile phone is that we can have this type of content embedded in normal websites. But if you want to use your phone as a magic window, which is what we call, like by using the gyroscope of the phone and moving it around, you'll be able to see the content in 360. And of course, dragging and dropping is also an opportunity. If you want to have a more immersive experience, even more immersive experience, then by tapping in the icon of a WebVR, then you can go to a 3D view. This automatically, the browser gives you the view of a cardboard, and then you can just put your headset, your phone in this cardboard, and which is the cheapest way to access to VR. And then you will be able to have access to this content. So one of the projects that we have worked on, one of it was with Arte. They developed an experience that is meant to be in an app, and the challenge was exactly how to bring this experience, which was for an app, to a WebVR, which is accessible now in the headset, desktop, and mobile. So I'm just gonna show a quick video, like presenting the project. Available in this URL. and you can watch it on your phone, on your desktop, or if you have a VR headset, you can access to it via the browser of the headset. And I have here another example of one of the projects that we developed with a German production company. So the work here was to create this experience that it works seamlessly. The content was adapted to WebVR, so it's possible to have access to it with just in one link. The idea here was here is the view of the Oculus. Then here you are in the browser of the Oculus. Then you will launch the website, and you will see there is a flat website, but you can drag and drop, and you have a 360 content there. But just by tapping on the VR icon, then you are straight away on the immersive VR experience in 360. So the challenge here as well was how to maintain the responsiveness on the layout, how to navigate from one scene to another, the hovers of the buttons and the inputs which are different. For example, we have here the controls, but in some cases we only have the gaze of the user, so we can navigate, and this experience is responsive in all of these devices. And finally, we just recently launched on Venice Film Festival, LucidWeb Pro, which is a platform where you can upload your 360 content with an easy drag and drop tool where you can drop your 360 videos, create experiences, add interaction to it, and then publish it one URL, and you are able to access in different browsers and different devices. So that will be it. Thank you so much, and if something, please reach out and let us know.
All right. I know you were nervous about questions, but I think this is a good one. Okay. And I think it's pretty straightforward. Okay. So basically the question we've had is, what are the main drawbacks or limitations of this compared to app-based XR?
Well, I think that to make the user to download an app, the trend is that users are not doing that anymore. So what WebXR brings to the table is that just through a link, one unique URL, you are able to access to the content. So also with the upcoming technology of 5G, this technology is going to become even better, because if there is a limitation, it will be only the internet connection that you have. But with the coming 5G technology, then this is going to be way better, and the browser and the phones are getting more advanced, so I think it's an exciting thing to have a look on.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much. Let's have a huge round of applause for Eliana.
Thank you.
Round of applause for Eliana.